Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Winston. I just want to say Merry Christmas in reverse, but I hope you had a great Christmas. I certainly did. And Dolores and I are leaving in a couple days, and we'll be on vacation until about the 3rd. But I did want to leave you with these thoughts as our final little devotional for the end of the year. And I'm going to revisit just a little bit of Jesus in the light. Jesus is true and better light. So let's get after it. I'll diminish myself so that he might be greater than me in every way as he is. And so here we see the verse I'm using is from John chapter 1, verse 4, when he says, "In him was light, and the light was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Episode 18, Jesus, the true and better light. So let's take a look at our next slide here as we get into this. And so this verse sort of has a precursor to it, if you will, from Psalm 36, 7 through 9. So it's almost like echoed by the psalm of how precious is your steadfast love, O God. Just think of that, his steadfast love. Let that sink in. The children of mankind take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. Oh, it's just so true that in him we see light and have life. It says Jesus is the true light of the world. For unto us a child is born. We did visit this a couple of weeks ago. Unto us a child is born. But there will be no gloom for her who is in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the later time he's made glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them a light has shone. So prophecy proclaims Jesus is the true light of the world. And we have this. Guess what? Jesus said it. Again, Jesus spoke to his disciples, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness. One translation says, stumble around in darkness, but will have the light of life. That's just so beautiful. The light of life. The light shines in the darkness. In this life, this is from Gregory Nazianzus, who's one of the very early church fathers. He's in the Greek category. The light shines in the darkness in this life and in the flesh, and is chased by the darkness, but is not overcome by it. By this I mean the adverse power leaping up in its shamelessness against the visible Adam. That's you and me. This adverse power that's shameless to call us and accuse us of so much. But it encounters God and being defeated, and it is defeated, in order that we, putting away the darkness, may draw near to the light and may then become perfect light, the children of perfect light. It reminds me of the verse in Hebrew. Hebrew says, by one sacrifice he is perfected for all time, those who are being sanctified, made holy. And that's what he does for us continuously. He's always guarded us with his perfection, but he won't leave us alone that way. He keeps perfecting us even more so. For God so loved. So we visit This great verse, I don't want to read this whole context because everybody stops at 3:16. I want you to see the whole thought here. This is really important. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. That's that steadfast, that everlasting, steadfast love. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only Son of God. And it continues. And this is the judgment, verse 19. The light has come into the world, and people love the darkness rather than the light, because their works were evil. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light, and does not come to the light, lest his work should be exposed. But whoever does what is true comes to the light, so that it may be clearly seen that his works have been carried out by God. Wow, that's really something as we go into this new year, 2024. Can you believe it? 2024. As we go into this year, just think as we draw near to the light, as we draw near to Christ through his word, through the worship, through fellowship and small groups and an effort, making effort to draw near to him, to abide with and in him, in order that our lives may glorify our Father in heaven. Let's give that a great thought and let it penetrate into our hearts, that we may love him more and glorify him in heaven. I'll see you next year. God bless you. Take care and have a very happy new year.